Hey guys, back with a new video, and this video we're going to go over some last Epoch kind of things and what I'm going to be doing on the 1.0 release, what kind of build I'm playing and all that kind of stuff. And you can probably already see here, we'll just get right into it. We're going to be playing a Sorcerer, and we're playing a Mana Strike Sorcerer with the Spark Charges. So we're just going to do the Spark Charge build, and the goal is basically I want to build my mana stacking Spark Charge build that I had before. I'll have a link to that build guide in the description. But yeah, that's the kind of build that I wanted to play. It's pretty fun to play, very tanky with the damage taken from mana before life and building into like full endurance and all that kind of stuff. You get some pretty nice EHP, and the Spark Charge with Mana Strike and all this kind of stuff is actually very nice damage. It's very comfortable for like T4 Julra. You can like tank all of her abilities basically and just kind of stand still and just like whack her down. Damage is pretty good as well with all the Spark Charges and the Fragment of the Enigma and all that kind of stuff. But basically what I did was I made a fresh character in Solo Self-Found. I don't know if you can see this anywhere. Yeah, solo account found. Yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, so we're SSF and just kind of like simulate a league start scenario. And basically we're just seeing if we can actually play these Spark Charges without the Fragment of the Enigma, because, you know, day one, probably not going to really have this Fragment of the Enigma kind of thing. And just wanted to see how it goes. And actually was kind of surprised that it is actually pretty good. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to run a monolith. Okay, so we are not even in empowered yet, right? So I haven't actually really spent enough time to actually get this character to empowered. See, I'm still missing a few of the monoliths. But we're just going to go into the level 85 monolith, and you know, I've played enough characters to know when damage is good enough, and I think this one should really not really have any problems in, like, you know, the first little bit of corruption. But I mean, there is has been some changes, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so basically this plays the same as my endgame version of the mana stacking Spark Charge build, but the only difference is, since we're not mana stacking with Fractured Crown, we are actually building into some ward sustain kind of. So that's kind of our main defensive layer is going to be ward and ward gain on hit and that kind of stuff. I should point out that this build is sort of an advanced build and might not be like super comfortable to start off. I think there's a lot of better starter builds that will just kind of give you an easier time in the early monoliths and early empowered monoliths. So just wanted to put that out there before, you know, because this isn't just like, you know, oh, this is the best starter build guide. And if anything, it might actually be kind of hard to start because of not having, you know, Fragment of the Enigma is going to be a big damage loss. Might be a little bit squishy because we're not really getting tons of ward. We have like only about, you know, I think about right now I'm at 2k-ish average in combat and go up to like 3k sometimes. So there is a couple of things that you guys should know before you actually do decide to start this, if you want to, right? All right, so let's get started. We have an enchant weapon turned on, and basically all you do is just right click with Mana Strike. And you know, you can use your little shield if you want, and if you ever do need more damage, what you can do is you can just pop Arcane Ascendance, and it's going to give us quite a lot more damage. You can see there, that guy just melted. Maybe we can find like a mage, maybe. It'd be a good like way to show the actual like damage. But let's just run around a bit, kill things, maybe use our flame ward. You can see damage is pretty decent. Now clear is okay too because of the Spark Charges. Now we don't have the big AoE from Fragment of the Enigma, so Fragment of the Enigma gives more damage to melee Spark Charges applied by melee attacks, and it also gives you more radius or AoE. So right now our Spark Charges are like about this big, the explosion, but with the Fragment of the Enigma it goes all the way up to this big. So until we do have Fragment of the Enigma, you know, our AoE and damage is not going to be as good, right? But it's still pretty decent, I think. Okay, let's see if we can find one of the mage guys. I don't know, usually they're pretty easy to find, but all right. So you see this character, this gear is actually really bad. I don't even have all my idols. A lot of my gear, you can say the weapon is really bad. I'm using really bad base type for this weapon. But, you know, things are actually working pretty decently, I think. Okay, so we do have one of the mages over here. Let's kill off some of these guys. Man, I wish they would fix Frostclaw from just like missing everything. If you're like too close to the target, like say we're over here. Wait, okay, we're over here. Our Frost Claws are gonna hit over here, basically. So a little bit annoying. So let's kill off this little mage. We'll go into Arcane Ascendance, use our like buff thing, and we do want to be at range, so that's good. So he kind of went off in range, and there he's dead. So pretty decent damage, you know, single target. I mean, once again, this isn't empowered, so. And you know, with the corruption changes, I'm not really sure how this is going to perform, but you know, I have faith in it. It's kind of like copium kind of situation going on, and I think it'll be good. But you know, this, I don't really need the fastest or the best league start, you know, build. I just want a build that I enjoy, and this is one I enjoy playing. Okay, so we're coming up on the objective. It's one of these things. Okay, would have been nice if it was like a boss. Alright, and that is the monolith. Alright, so we're doing another monolith. This one does have a couple of objectives on it, so we can go kind of see what that damage looks like. And then there is a shade after this, so we can go check out the shade too. I mean, non-empowered shade. I mean, who cares about that? But anyways, just do it just to see what it looks like on this build. And we're just going to run past everything, or maybe we might have to kill some things. Alright. So, let's go up here. Oh, here it is. So you can kind of like just like kind of group things up a bit, and then like blow everything up with the spark charges, which is kind of cool. And you do kind of want to be at range because we have like this mage talent that gives us like a proc when we crit from range. So, alright. Go over to the next one. And it's over here, so we'll just pop our Arcane Ascendance and just kind of blow everything up. There we go. Okay, let's do the shade real quick. Oh, wait. Level of Surge. Trash. Okay. So, level 85 shade. Like I said, guys, this build isn't like, I'm not showing this because this build is like the best build out there, but it's just a build that I enjoy, and this is what I'll be doing. So, Arcane Ascendance, let's kind of teleport out of that. And you know, single target damage, not like the best yet, because obviously we're missing the main part of the build, which is Fragment of the Enigma, but still is pretty good, right? We do have enough ward to sort of take a few hits, I guess. And it does definitely look very cool with like all the like procs we get with like the Frost Claw and that kind of stuff. Yeah, on bosses, you can see we're at about 2,600 ward, 2,700-ish. And this number will just keep going up as we get more and more ward retention. I think we are pretty low. But the nice thing is you can just kind of stand around and right click. Oh, we got the boots. Alright, so that is the guy. And let's just see how we're building this, just in case if anyone does want to try this. Okay, so let's go over the skills. I did play this from level 1, or like, you know, the very beginning. I played as a Mana Strike Sorcerer from just like leveling in the campaign. As soon as I unlocked Mana Strike, I just started using it. Before then, I guess, you know, just using whatever. And then as soon as I got Mana Strike, got into Mana Strike, and there's a couple things that I wanted to do. So first of all, getting Spark Charges is something I did right away, and it definitely did feel good, just playing a melee Mana Strike, just whatever weapon I got, even if it was a staff. I think I was using a staff for the most part because it gives a lot of spell damage. Just doing this, yeah, Spark Charges, and then you can either go over here to the Mana Storm, and the reason Mana Storm is good is because it also applies Spark Charges. So Mana Strike applies Spark Charges, Mana Storm also applies Spark Charges, so it just kind of like doubles your Spark Charge counts. You can think this here, this is like 100% chance. With this, it's 200% chance. This also does apply to the Rune Sap node. So this node can stack indefinitely, and it's only capped by your attack speed or how many targets you hit. And Mana Storm also counts for this, so it kind of like doubles. So this, you know, damage per enemy hit 4% is actually 8% with this. I'm not really sure if they've changed it. I haven't tested it recently, but that's how it worked before. So very, very big value from this. It's going to start eating your mana, so you do want to go and get some reduced mana cost. And then you do want to go ranged. So if you know, you can decide either go ranged first, so you get like a safer playstyle. You can like off screen, like all the way up here, or you go for the more damage route first. So what I did was I just went Spark Chargers, and then I went ranged, and then I finally at the end I went to Mana Storm. Okay, so after that you do unlock Frostclaw pretty early, so that's something you can spec into second. So I did Mana Strike, and then I spec'd into Frostclaw. You go down here first, and you go to this, oh, I don't even know what that word is, but basically you just take this, so you get 30% chance on melee hit to proc your Frostclaw. And then after that you go down to Volley of Glass, so that all the projectiles can hit the same target. And that's basically it. And after that, you go to Spark Artillery, convert it to Lightning, because we do have a lot of things that increase our crit chance for Lightning specifically. And then this spell damage per melee is actually pretty nice too, because we are getting some melee damage because we're using melee weapons, and that's going to apply to our Frostclaw and give it a bit more damage. And after that, it's just kind of do whatever you want to go into the crit chance and this kind of stuff. Okay, so after that, we'll unlock our enchant weapon, pretty much. Like, there's no actual real point in speccing into the Lightning Blast until you actually get Arcane Ascendance, actually. So these two you kind of do at the same time, because the only way we're actually proccing our Lightning Blast is with Arcane Ascendance. So basically, until you unlock your Arcane Ascendance, which is going to be kind of late, you'll probably be in Monolith when you unlock this combo. Until then, you'll probably just spec, I don't know, maybe teleport and flame ward, I guess. And then, so once you get your enchant weapon, basically I go to the duration first, and then I go for attack speed, and then reduce mana cost. And then after that, you can either go for more flat melee, which is kind of nice, because our Mana Strike is doing a decent amount of damage. Or you can go into Zap. Zap's going to give you a little bit more AoE clear when enemies are nearby. It's up to you. There is also some leech you can do if you need some leech. Anyways. Okay, so once you get your Lightning Blast and Arcane Ascendance combo going, what we do is basically, first we're going to go over to the, I like to go down to Convergence, so we get more hits with our Lightning Blast, and then I'm going into the Spark Charge chance, and then the Detonate. So Spark Charges do have like a little delay before they explode, and that means damage can feel delayed a little bit, right? But what you can do is you can attack, and if you need that instant burst of damage, you can just pop into Arcane Ascendance for like 1 second, and that's going to shoot out a Lightning Blast, and Lightning Blast is going to detonate all of your Spark Charges and just like blow everything up. So that's kind of cool, some cool thing you can do. And then after that, we just go into the more damage for Spark Charges applied by Lightning Blast. Oh, and also Lightning Aegis, very big too. Get this as soon as you can. And for Arcane Ascendance, basically we just rush Acuity, so we can actually just keep spamming this ability, and then we go to Superconductor and then the Closed Circuit node, and that's basically it. After that, getting Chronoclasm for more damage against slowed targets, and we do have some sources of slow. You can get it like on your weapon. I don't have it here, but maybe I have it somewhere. I'm not really sure. But You do apply slow when you're, against distant enemies too. So even if you don't have it on any of your gear affixes, if you're standing a little bit away from the target, you are going to be getting this. So, and that's basically it. And after that, we just go for the increased spell damage, and that is the skills. Let's go over some of the passives real quick. Basically, this is almost exactly the same as my endgame version of the mana stacker spark charge build, but since we're not actually doing the mana stacking yet, we are going into ward and ward retention nodes wherever we can. After that, so once you spend 20 points in mage and once you unlock your mastery, we're going to pick the sorcerer mastery. But the first points we put in to our, after level 20, or this is going to be in Spellblade. And the reason for that is Spellblade is going to give us basically all of our, or most of our ward sustain from the Arcane Warden and Essence Duel. So these two nodes are like our top priority at the beginning, so we can get our ward gain on hit sustain. And then Arcane Shielding is also very nice for ward retention, ward per second, and some less damage taken. You can also go into Shattered Aegis if you want. I haven't really taken it yet because I don't feel I need the defenses yet. But after that, so after we get our Essence Duel node, we're going to go into Sorcerer and start speccing into Sorcerer. I'll have a link to the build planner for this character. I'll just import this current character and put it in the description, as well as the endgame version, so you can kind of see what I'll be building into. And I'm also planning to make sort of build diary updates, maybe daily, or we'll see when we make them, but just how my character is progressing. But yeah, basically in Sorcerer, we want to go over to the Leech. This is going to be our main source of Leech. And then after that, we go into the crit nodes and then the distant spark. And eventually, we are aiming to get the cooldown recovery speed and spell damage. But that is pretty much the passives right now. Let's go over the gear real quick. Basically, we are just focusing on capping our resistances, getting ward retention, getting ward per second is nice. And then also getting attack speed, right? So that's, cooldown recovery as well. You do want to have a decent amount, so you want your enchant weapon to ideally be about 10 seconds-ish. I guess 11 is okay because the duration is 9 seconds, so if you can get it down to 9 seconds, that's probably the best, but 1 second downtime is really not the end of the world. So cooldown recovery, ward retention, attack speed is pretty much the main stats we're looking for, as well as on your weapon, you do want to get some flat spell damage. It's going to be nice if you can get that. Like, this base is really bad. You could use like a scepter if you want. You could use a wand. You could use a staff even. Ideally, I think the best is going to be a rune dagger. Rune dagger has spell crit, base crit, and it also does have spell damage on it, so it's nice. And you can also roll attack speed, which is pretty big. And one thing to note is attack speed is the most important offensive and probably defensive stat, because, well, the faster you attack, the more spark charges and stuff you apply. Then you also get more mana back. You also get more ward on hit. So attack speed is something you should prioritize, I think. But that's pretty much it. Like, I don't even have all my idols unlocked. I'm just using whatever idols I found, and things are going pretty good. So I think that's pretty much it for this character. There's not really much to look in the blessings because I haven't even unlocked any of them, but take a look at the endgame planner to see what kind of blessings I'll be going for. And like I said, I'll be making build updates for this character as I start to play in the 1.0 release. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on 1.0 release. Maybe not like as soon as it releases, because it's like 2 a.m. for me at night, so we'll have to see when I get to start to play, maybe on the weekend. But it's going to be really fun, really hyped, and I guess that's gonna be it for this one. I'll see you next time.